All right, just a little refresher. What does equally likely probability mean? So it means if two outcomes of an experiment or situation are equally likely, then the probabilities are equal. An example of that is coins. So if you have a two-sided coin, one out of two sides is head and one out of two sides is tail. So the probabilities of heads is 1/2, the probability of tails is 1/2. So they have an equal probability. The sum of probabilities is an important thing to think. So if you take all the outcomes of an experiment that cannot occur simultaneously and add them up, you should get a total of 1. For example, if you're rolling a 1 on a dice or a number cube, the probability would be 1/6. The probability for rolling 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 would be 5 out of 6. So the total probability of rolling any of the 6 numbers on a single 6-sided dice would be 1/6 plus 5/6, or 6/6, which is 1. This would also be true for a spinner. It could be equally likely if all the spinner sections are the same size, and if you sum all of those options, as long as they can't occur simultaneously, you would get a total of 1. Bernoulli's theorem, or the law of large numbers. So if an experiment is performed many times, then the fraction of times that a given outcome occurs is likely to be close to the probability of that outcome occurring. For example, if we flip a coin 500 times, we're likely to get closer to 1/2 heads and 1/2 tails, even though we know it's not guaranteed that we will get 250 heads and exactly 250 tails. That is Bernoulli's law of large numbers. And here is an example in this graph where you can see the number of trials. As that increases, the variability decreases, and it gets closer and closer and closer to, this is the excess heads over tails. So it should get closer and closer to this middle line, which is 0.